Next week on the show, we got well, I should say on the 20th, I should say, Dr. Cool, J. Klang. On the 21st, Riley Rocket. The 27th, Jay George. 28th, Lilith and Alexander Crowley. And on the third, January 3rd, that is, our 4-year anniversary episode, part 1, with the owner of CCW, DJ fucking Hyde. So, the future is very bright for wrestling with entertainment. I think we're done putting ourselves over, right, Scooter?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Alright, and that being said, it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with a lot of news. I feel like this is the biggest story, and that would be that Sasha Banks will be at WrestleKingdom 17. Um, I don't have specifics, but New Japan did invite her to be a spectator. It's unclear if she will be featured on the show at all. But obviously they're trying to make a move on Sasa. No, Kaliko?
I wouldn't say a move, more so than the hey, come in our house. You can step on our couch. But it just we don't know what the contract situation is with her on the WWE side. So until we get that, I mean, be happy she's there. I don't think she would just fly all the way over there just to sit in the stands, but I mean, that's a hell of a haul just to be like, yeah, I'm gonna chill. When you could just watch it like I do at 4 in the morning on New Japan World. But uh, it's a good get if they got it. I mean, that just lets you know that at least Triple H's WWE is more apt to playing with others than Vince's WWE, which we already knew that. But just kind of confirms it with their biggest star. One of their biggest stars, anyway.
What say you, Scooter?
The the it all comes down to really her participation in the event. I mean, with women's wrestling in Japan finally starting to really take off, you it makes sense that you'd want to attract attention from the other side of the world. So, by bringing in Sasha, whether it's simply to say she was there or if she's actually having a match, and quite honestly, I don't know if I have faith in Sasha Banks working strong style. I'm
Like for her injury? Injury point?
I'm not sure if she would be more injury prone or her opponent would be more prone to injury because of her.
Well, I mean, the strong style training method is a lot more durable than maybe how they're training the girls at the performance center. So I don't see
Mm.
where if she would hit them hard that they would mind it.
I think it's more of her safety's sake than.
Yeah, because I can guarantee you Sasha has never gotten a receipt in her life. And in New Japan, you look at someone the wrong way, you're getting a receipt.
Well, I mean,
Wait
if
a
you're
minute.
If you're a young
Has
learner,
she?
then yeah.
Now you got me thinking like, has she ever caught a receipt? I'm really thinking now. Now we have to do a whole episode of is has she ever caught receipts? Uh, but then again, I think she's more in the mold of Bret Hart that she leaves out foul shit out. But New Japan, they're more known for not leaving out shit out. So
Well, I mean, if we're talking about, heat, I feel like Sasha always had heat with the company, not necessarily the girls. She was directly involved with the shit between Charlotte and Becky during that time, and she never said a bad word about either girl that I was aware of. So I mean, I don't. I kind of feel like if she's going to have issues, it's going to probably be with management rather than the wrestlers.
no, because her and Bliss had like a little thing. So
I
it's
don't.
not out of the. Yeah, they had a thing. It just never became big because they just kept it where like they won't speak about it, and when they work together, they just kept it professional.
Hmm, interesting. Well, I mean, now we go to if she actually signs with New Japan slash Stardom, will Stardom be active competition for WWE's women's division? Because we've said when it comes to the women, WWE has the market on that. I'm no debating that. AEW proved that they dropped the ball majorly on their women, and Impact is a nice place to compete, I guess, and make a comfortable living. But could this be a time where a lot of the girls could say, "Oh, well, Sasha's in Japan. I could go there too."
Fuck no. Fuck no. Going a woman, Sasha Banks. Let's say this. Let's just hypothetically, if Sasha Banks chooses to go to Japan and stay in Japan, that is like a 5-star high school recruit. Instead of going to UGA or Alabama or Ohio State, she chooses to go to New Mexico State University. Would anybody really care?
I mean, would New Japan really invest in Stardom and making a relationship and an IWGP Women's Championship if they didn't want to really capitalize on the market when it comes to the females?
But I feel like that conversation would be more on Sasha's case. That conversation would be with WWE and New Japan because last I checked, she's still under contract unless something drastically changed to my knowledge.
What are your thoughts on a possible Stardom WWE collaboration when it comes to Sasha Banks? Because you mentioned that off air, Sweeter.
Mm, I don't. Uh, 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 oh, oh, Lord. Um, I, 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 I'm honestly, I'm not sure. I'm also a bit preoccupied, with, with, spoiler alert, Kurt Angle and Gable Steveson riding in on a milk truck, which means we
Yeah.
know what's happening.
Oh, goody.
Attacking who?
Alpha Academy.
Oh god.
I mean, we also saw a reunion of father and son with Jason Jordan. So
Well, speaking of Kurt Angle, he revealed earlier this week that uh, Brock Lesnar contacted him in 2007 to be a part of TNA. TNA declined Brock Lesnar because they simply did not have the money. Could this be the biggest fuck up in pro wrestling history?
No,
No,
not by a long shot.
not even, because keep in mind 2007 Brock was dangling with the UFC at that point. So
Not to mention Kurt was Perk.
Kurt, Perk Angle.
But I mean, if you had Brock Lesnar in TNA, that would be a big get, right? People would come to the brand. People would be attracted to that, wouldn't they?
No,
But
they would. No, they wouldn't, because Brock is not that type of guy. One, two.
the you think Brock wants to work the same? Brock would want to work the same location every week?
I don't think he would actually mind it as long as he got paid.
Do you think Brock could actually handle a 6-sided ring?
I mean, he handled the 8-sided octagon.
I
Yeah,
think
but you're not bouncing off the octagon, at least on purpose.
I I feel like Brock don't care unless as long as he's getting paid, he don't really care.
Nah, because he's selective in WWE about who he works with. So, and think about it, if you signed Brock Lesnar, you would only just have Brock Lesnar. You wouldn't even have a whole roster. You could only have him beating up Generation Me so many times.
I mean, I paid to see Brock Lesnar beat up Generation Me in 2022.
He would pay you just not to do it.
You're not wrong about that. Um, Speaking of paying not to do things, William Regal, officially released by AEW. It was also revealed this week that not a lot of people listen to William Regal in AEW.
Mm, well,
No shit.
uh, well, well,
No shit.
one person did, and that was Tony Khan.
I mean, did he though?
Uh, yeah, you don't know, you haven't read the story of what Regal about how Regal and Tony came to his
Yeah, no, I did.
release. Regal talks about his mother having had a stroke a few weeks back.
That was Tony Khan's.
Um, no, I could what the um. Da, da, wait. Hold on. Where?
Essentially, Tony Khan's mother had a stroke. He took time out from aiding her to take a call from William Regal to say he said that he wanted to go back to WWE. His son is contracted with the company, and he'd like to go back to work with him and coach the other guys and girls there. Um, Essentially saying, in the state you are right now, would you would you want to be with your mother? And he understood that, and he said, "Okay, I'll let you go." And under the conditions that you can't be on their TV, which I don't think he wants to be. Anyway, um, my question is, if AEW treated William Regal maybe a little bit better, Do you see that he would have maybe waited his contract out, do what he needed to do, and then when it came time to renew, just not renew?
Nope.
Nope. I don't think. I don't think AEW really knew what to do with Regal. I also don't think Regal knew really what he should do in AEW.
That is true. So true.
I mean, putting him as the mouthpiece for two guys who don't need it. Okay, I can understand Wheeler. Uh, uh, God, now Claudio. God, who's the fifth member of Blackbird? I can't even
Claudio.
remember now. No, I said Claudio.
It's,
Claudio, Wheeler, Mox, Brian.
yeah, that's it.
I thought there was five.
I mean, he would be 5, but
True.
Who was with them in Blood and Guts? Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
oh, that's like Eddie Kingston's like on again, off again with factions. He's like a part-timer faction.
Who has to mention every Japanese legend that's passed away in every promo. And then, I mean, but then the heel turn, only to
Get turned on.
Yeah, I think WWE held the record for shortest heel turn back to face until this with Edge in the Judgment Day. From heel to face, from face to heel to face within 72 hours.
72 hours. Not even that, like a week, right? Because they did the whole walk away, come back.
Oh yeah,
about a week.
Yeah.
So gave him a week.
I think the stuff he did with MJF will always be remembered. But again, I think that it's just proof that a lot of AEW signings were not just made in haste by Tony, but agreed to by the talent who just wanted a job in a promotion.
And you're not wrong about that. But, I mean, when you see that William Regal is, available to be contracted to your company, you won't jump up on that opportunity? Not, for the on air talent per se, but, just for the knowledge to teach these guys things, for, his contacts to know who to bring in, when to bring in. And I mean, all of that information I feel just went to waste because Brian Pillman Jr. Confirmed that not everybody wanted to listen to him or wanted to take his advice.
But that was my point. They brought him in to change a culture that is unchangeable, or not even. The culture there is set. It's been there for 3 years. So
yeah,
he wasn't gonna change shit.
And at that point, Regal is not in any not in any creative position in AEW. He's not in any executive position, so nobody has to listen to him.
That true as well. If they had gave him like a if he was like in charge of all the producing, then they would have had no choice but to listen to him because the title and the authority dictate so. But you brought him in as a regular dude who would hand out information, and we've already known that backstage was the Wild Wild West anyway, and especially for 3 years for certain people who may need that advice and might need that tweaking, but they might already be over, and they're gonna look at him like, "What the fuck do I need you for? I already know how to do it because I just did it." You see what I'm saying? So it's that whole thing is a Wild Wild. Now I wouldn't say it's a Wild Wild West, but it's just more or less like the Jericho runs it, but or he's the head, but he don't run it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he obviously has his guys that he favors, and the Young Bucks have their guys that they favor. I have no idea who Kenny Omega favors at this point.
Whatever happened to Rio? We need to put her on a milk card. Remember her first AEW Women's Champion? If you are available.
I mean, I forgot that Mercedes Martinez actually works for the company. So, I mean, it's not like she's the only one missing.
Um, yeah, that's a lot of people missing, but a lot of people signed. And
And
I'm
still
just
getting
trying to figure
money.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, get paid. I am not knocking that. Shit, get your money.
But what I was going to add was, obviously, again, the Young Bucks have their guys, Jericho has his guys. Um, Billy Gunn is literally mentoring these two kids called the Acclaim, and I dare say that they're the hottest thing below MJF at this point. So, are they like proof that if you listen to the veterans and implement it correctly, that you actually do get over with what they tell you?
No, I think it's more like college in which certain wrestlers are with certain veterans and they're going with that school of thought for that particular wrestler, right? It's almost like they're trying to bestow the gimmick or whatever it has made it work onto the younger generation. Prime example, Darby Allin went to the University of Sting. Have you seen him anytime lately?
I mean, I think
and
Samoa Joe killed him last week.
and then of course the acclaim is at the school of daddy ass, and then and think about it, William Regal, the people he was with really didn't need it. I mean, Brian just wanted to do it because he's like, shit, that's my guy.
I mean, Wheeler
My,
definitely needed it,
that's the only person that really needed it,
but
which is a problem. But then again, like I said, everybody's just, it's kind of like they're pairing off with mentors, and whichever mentor clicks, that's what they're going to go with, type deal. It's almost like a mentor mentee type deal, right?
well, where's Miro on the spectrum? Because it's been saying in on the news that he's ready to go. He can wrestle, healthy, but just they don't have anything creative for him.
Yep. They got nothing for him.
Well, then to his credit, they really don't have a lot for anybody. I mean, and I get why they do it because it's like a rotation to keep people. I get the idea. If you have storylines that happen and people just keep rotating in and out, it keeps the storylines fresh and people have to keep up with those storylines. But it also has this effect where it's putting people who are on the forefront back in the back burner, and then they're just forgotten. And that's where the problem is. It's almost like, the Jack in the Box and no one really wants the tacos type deal, but everybody wants like the Jumbo Jack. And and I know I'm hungry as fuck. But it just seems to me in that sense, Miro. Remember when we thought Miro was going to be better than what he was when he was at WWE? You could make the argument his WWE run was better than anything in AEW right now. And that says a lot, considering that he was over at least twice in WWE.
You know, it's insane to me because I've never been a fan of Alexander Rusev or Miro, and I always felt like he was destined to tank. And then he does the Redeemer gimmick where it's for his god and his hot wife, and I actually didn't think that that was too bad. And he finally got something that he could stick to, and then they don't use him. It's just
Uh,
insane
uh,
to me.
oh no, the Alexander Rusev, like his first year was legit. That was dope. I ain't even gonna lie, because it was basically Drago Rocky Four. He had a Russian chick that was interpreting for him, and he was just like, "I must break you," and he started breaking me. He just ran into the curse of John Cena, and that's where it went downhill. Uh, but that could have been good. It would have been really good. But they just, Vince wants characters, and that's how it went. But here in AEW, I mean, what, he was TNT champ. It was an okay run. But I thought he would have been able to show more of that the athleticism that he had, because that dude, like, for him to be that short and stocky, he can go. He can really move. So I thought it would have been a good way to show him as the short, stocky, strong motherfucker that will break you off in half anytime he wants to, and it never really caught like that.
No, it seems to me like the problem is when he gets a title, he runs with it and he gets over with it. But when it's time to drop it and just do regular storylines, he can't do it. Do you feel that's the case, Studo?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's a better title chaser.
No, he's a better title holder. But I mean, he can't exactly be Roman. I don't think he has that self life.
Well, then why wouldn't you use him as the transitional champion of champions then? Have him go title to title, hold it for a couple months, and make the person who beats him over.
Because he'd have to be over first before making him the champion of champions.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, put it on AEW then. Put that on AEW.
Oh, I have it on right now since somebody else is expected to show up.
AJ Lee.
No, Trent Seven.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right, Trent Seven. It's the Mustache Mountain.
is
I
he gonna
kind
be
of hate.
Trent 8?
In his first matches for the All Atlantic Championship.
Championship, which I don't get it. I mean, well, I don't get when anybody comes back in their first matches for a title. It just throws me off. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't like orange juice is out here cleaning a division.
Yeah,
But
that's AEW for you. Anyway. Alright,
Um. Oh. Taking notes. Um. Okay. Yep. I'm sure you're gonna get to this stuff, but
drop it now.
someone we never thought would be back in any wrestling ring, let alone a WWE wrestling ring. Kylie Ray given a WWE tryout along with independent talent Casey Spinelli.
Um, Kylie Ray's the smiley one, right?
Kylie Ray is the one who was
that
dealing
retired
with
in the mental health
health issues.
issues.
One of the first women signed by AEW. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, congrats. I mean, that's great for her. And Casey Spinelli, wow, that would be awesome. Definitely for her.
And the rumor is she is looking very good um, in the ring.
I could see where WWE would look at her and it's a license to print money because she's like a Bailey that actually wants to be a Bailey. You know what I mean by that?
What? Bailey always wanted to be Bailey.
No, I mean the hugger Bailey.
Yeah, that's my point.
She
The hugger. She played it nice.
she played it
WWE
nice,
just
but
fucked.
she don't want it. She didn't want it anymore.
Yeah, she did. I mean, she wanted it, but here's the thing: if had they had a, they would have had $1 million money with that, especially when it was during the time of women's empowerment, and she was. I think Bailey Hugger was more of a kitty character, but it would have put a whole different generation into wrestling because she was supposed to be like the female John Cena. If they booked her like the female John Cena, it would have been different, but they didn't do that. But I like Bailey now. Bailey now.
I like Bailey in 2020. I Bailey 2022 is kind of cold for me.
Well, she can play with my ding dong hello any day.
Shout out.
Now, unfortunate part of the news this week, Barry Windham suffered
Ooh.
a heart attack. Luckily, as of this recording, he kicked out at 2. He's okay. He's responsive. He's able to walk. Um, and yeah, all I can really say to that is, thoughts and prayers, and hope Barry gets better. No, guys.
Uh, oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Uh, absolutely. Yep. And uh, talking about another return, December 30th, John Cena slated to be on the last SmackDown of the year.
Who do you got, Logan Paul or Austin Theory?
I think it'll be it could be a start for Logan. Austin, to me, he's busy trying to change people's minds, like I told you he would.
I mean,
John Cena's kind of known for that title, even more so than the WWE title. So it would make sense to have a United States Championship match. I don't know, at WrestleMania.
No, because it would be a dead giveaway of who would win, and that's why I think the Logan Paul match would be bigger because of the fact that it's a YouTuber versus your best guy in the last 10 years.
And what I'm thinking is Cena's gonna announce being in the Rumble. Logan's gonna be in the Rumble.
They get some tussling.
I mean, can Logan even get to the Rumble? He tore I believe his meniscus and a couple other things in his knee.
He don't have to do much.
I mean, he technically just. I mean, technically, he doesn't even have to be in the Rumble.
He could just cost Cena the Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Great minds think alike. That's Jinx. He owes me a soda.
And I mean, and speaking of great minds, as of right now, the proposed WrestleMania main event is Roman and Cody on night 1 and Roman Rock on night 2.
Yeah, but I feel like we've been talking about that for the last 6 months.
Wait a minute, Roman's working double duty?
Yeah, the news is 2 title defenses.
Jesus Christ! So that means
it also looks like
I
There
think they
may
would flip.
be.
I wish they would flip that around.
Uh, it also looks like they're going to separate the titles finally.
That's what I
That's
heard.
I think they should have been did that a long time. I think it should have never happened. But we're here. Let's deal with it.